So my name is Amanda Lewis, and I've been here over 18 years. And I chose Forney because it was outside of the Dallas County area. The commute to Dallas was very short at that time. And so I felt that being closer to family and in Kaufman County was a good fit for us. I did the drive for many, many years, and then when I remarried, I decided to focus all my time and effort in Forney, and then did all my nonprofit and charitable work for the last probably 6-8 years. And it included working over at the Genesis Center in Kaufman, helping with youth nonprofits, working with Forney Community Ministries, and other coalitions to help give back for the community. So that's what my focus has been for the last few years. I moved to Forney because I actually wanted to get out of the hustle and bustle of Dallas. I was still working in Dallas at the time, and I thought it was a pretty nice commute on 80 at that time. I wanted to get out of the Dallas County tax rate and wanted to be closer to my family on this side. So it was a logical choice to be just directly east of Dallas. The EDC was very, of all the boards, the EDC was the one that I was most interested in because I really wanted to see where this town was growing. And unless you're on the front end of the developments or the incentives for new business, you really can't see which direction the town is going. And never had any interest previously in getting involved in government. My background is healthcare administration and finance. So at this point, I thought that board would help me be on the leading edge of what was coming and help make decisions at that point. So I was on that board for 4 years. And so running for mayor was truly a calling. I'd been thinking about it for about 6 months, and I was considering running for a council position. I'd seen the environment of what was going on, having been on the EDC and having relationships with the employees. I realized that something needed to be changed. And instead of complaining and being what I always call a keyboard warrior on Facebook, I said the best way to make a change is to actually get involved. So I sat on that decision for a long time, and I prayed over it many, many times, and then got the call from a group saying, we're getting several together, let's see if we can do a campaign. And would you consider running for the mayoral seat? And I started laughing, saying, you've got to be kidding me, because I was just on the fence about doing council. But that was the actual answer to my prayer. And then following that, on the following Sunday, our pastor was directly talking about servant leadership and saying what a high quality way to show your love for others by being a servant leader. And this is probably the most exposed position I've ever been in. But it was something that I had to answer to. So I went with it and got some good people on my side, and we won. It's making me grow faster than I ever expected I needed to grow. I am not an expert in all these different things, yet I have to know about all these different things. So all of a sudden I've become a civil engineer and a developer and a transportation consultant and a human relations specialist. And so there's all these different hats, and I'm calling them different languages. So that was eye-opening for me. I mean, I didn't expect to walk in and just take the reins and run. I'm really taking a step back and learning all of these different languages, and relying on the people that are the experts in this field to feed me the information. But my primary goal is to be listening to the residents and then being the conduit between these guys and the residents, and making sure that what they have told me that they want, I'm going forth and meeting with the right people to make sure the actions are put in place. So I have probably been up here at City Hall more than I ever expected, but it's what needs to be done. I love the office here because I'm constantly meeting with all these different groups and making sure I'm present and answering all those emails and answering all those people that have those complaints. I know I was going to field a bunch of complaints, don't get me wrong, but getting ahead of the game and knowing the facts so I can answer intelligently to the residents is what I've really grown to really love. So as long as everybody gives me the chance to learn as we grow, you know, I'll become experts in these fields at some point. But it's a lot of different hats and a lot of different languages. That's the best way I can put it. Okay, so for short-term goals, I really want to change the culture and the morale and help the city employees. I want to help instill trust on the resident side, and that means holding to my word. So whether these are little mini victories as I go along, and if I'm transparent and giving back and explaining these things, then I've done my short-term goals of keeping people in touch with what's going on. Long term, we have a strategic plan that needs to be developed that will help with future land use and the developers. So it's going to be a process, but we need to redo our strategic plan and have a roadmap. That's a long-term goal. Second is transportation. I've met with people from the Council of Governments and our transportation consultant and finding out what is the proper process to get our road expansions and capacity issues handled. So I'm learning the ropes on how we get those things moved up, and there are certain things that we need to do to get things moved up on the ladder, but it's going to take a coalition, and so we now have Kaufman County revitalizing some transportation committees that we are going to be involved in. So I would say strategic plan, transportation, and then when it comes to, this is kind of more of an immediate goal, but first responders is a big thing for me. Make sure we have the proper staffing and the pay and the investment in them, and we're going to learn through the next few months when we get our budget going to make sure that their needs are met. So we are no longer this small town. There are positions that need to be developed. I know we posted the HR director position. There's some other people that we need to bring on board so we have more of a vision instead of being reactionary. So we're a big town, and so we need to have the right staff in place, and that'll be part of the budget process as well. I just want people to know that I am available. I mean, I have an email that people are reaching out through, but people can call me. I can't always give you the right answer at the right time, but I can promise you I'll do the homework to get back with you. And I want people to have open minds and to understand that we are doing our best to try to get the right groups together that moves this ship forward. I like to do things quickly and get going, but it doesn't work that way. I've learned that very quickly. So it's a matter of getting everybody talking, and I don't think we've had the presence recently with other elected officials, and we do now. So people know that we're ready to play in the sandbox and make sure that Forney is heard on multiple levels.